Okay, so we left off right here. We were making block copper ore, giving it a name. Let's see. I think all that's left to do now is you go mod loader dot add override, and what you want to do here is inside quotation marks like this, you do slash terrain.ping. Terrain, because that's the name of the, I'm not sure if this is capitalized or not, I'll have to look later. Terrain because that's the name of the ping file inside of Minecraft where it stores all of its textures. So everything from furnaces to grass to, bedrock is all stored on terrain.ping. Of course, our texture isn't going to be on terrain.ping, so we're going to add an override. And instead, we're going to, just in anticipation of what we're going to name it, let's just call this first one copper ore.ping, and we can add tin ore.ping. Now what you want to do is you want to, as you can see, copper and tin ore, you want to do block, not block dot, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, block copper ore dot block index equals mod loader override. What this is saying is pretty much just block copper ore's texture equals whatever mod loader dot add override returns. And as you can see, it's going to return the location of copper ore, so that's what we want. And you'll do the same thing here. Block tin ore dot block index and texture equals mod loader's override. And just for consistency's sake, I'm gonna throw this up here so that we always have 10 copper, 10 copper, 10 copper like that. So now that we've got that in there, we need to, well, one, I need to look and make sure that terrain is capitalized, but two, we need to actually create tin and copper ore.ping. So the way we're going to do that is you open up your Minecraft directory, you go into your mod, in my case, mod-better villages, you go into jars, bin, find your minecraft.jar, and you open it with WinRAR, however you like. I have this shortcut right here. I went over how to open it in the setting up tutorial. Then you scroll down to the bottom here and you find terrain.ping. And no, it is not capitalized. So real quick, let me just go back and change that before I forget. Okay. And yours might be in a different place. Say if you have it sorted by name or, size or whatever. I happen to have mine sorted by type. And so it's right here at the bottom. And I'm going to go and launch this program called GIMP. It's an image editor. I used to do all this in Paint, but GIMP has a couple real good features that I'm kind of happy to be able to use now. I'll show them to you in just a sec once it launches up. GIMP is completely free. I'll probably throw a download link in the description or in an annotation or something like that. Let me just full screen this. So then you just go back into your Minecraft jar here that you've already got open. You drag ping into GIMP. You break out your magnifying tool and you zoom in on these ores right here. You take your rectangular selection tool and you select out, I'm going to do iron. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to select the iron texture right here, just because iron is already so close to copper. I want to make sure that you can definitely tell them apart in game. And you want to make sure you've got the perfect 16 by 16 selection, meaning like you don't want it to be one block too far like this. Like you can tell that this selection right here goes one past the edge of the iron block, because if you look below, you can see that while it stops right at the edge of this glass block, it goes one past it. So you want to make sure that you get a perfectly 16 by 16 selection. Again, this one is leaving off the edge right here. You can tell because the bedrock and glass are one off, and it's leaving off the bottom right here. So make sure you get that 16 by 16 selection. Control C to copy, then you just hit New. It'll ask you for its dimensions. Make sure it's set on pixels and do 16 by 16. Hit OK. Paste that in there. Grab your magnifier so you can see what it is you're doing. Again, grab your square selection tool, and you hold shift as you make selections here so that you can select more than just, one square at a time. And if you think this is, a cheap way or, something to doing this, why don't you go ahead and look back at the terrain.png and see that all of these are exactly the same texture: gold, coal, diamond, iron. Exactly the same texture, just these spots right here are recolored. In iron, it's this sort of, reddy, irony color. Coal is black, diamond's blue, gold is, well, gold. And so I'm just going to do exactly the same for my blocks. So once you've got all of this selected and everything, I'm going to go up here to Color and hit Color Balance. Of course, if you wanted to completely remake this block, then you could. I mean, you could make this completely solid red. You could make it a smiley face. I mean, you can put whatever image in here you want, of course. And I am no art major, so forgive me if I kind of stumble around in here a little bit as I'm doing this. I've got the artistic talent of a squirrel on crack, so I guess that looks, that's a pretty good coppery look, right? And I guess that's distinguishable from iron. So I'll go ahead and cancel it, because of course that's just how much of a derp I am. I think the selection was something around in this range. I think it was, anyway. Yeah, that's kind of coppery looking. I liked what I had before better, though. Yeah, okay, that's good. Let's do OK this time, not cancel, right? File, save, and I'm going to save this to my desktop just for ease of access, and I'll call it copperore.png. If you remember, this is the name that I put in the modloader.add_override as copperore.png. And like I said, just saving that to my desktop. This little dialog box will pop up here asking me what settings I want to save it with. In my case, I don't really care about any of this. I'm just going to save resolution and compression level. When you're talking Minecraft, 16 by 16 doesn't really matter. So that's all good. Just hit save. And now, with our current selection still in place, I'm going to go to Color, Hue, and Saturation. And I'm just going to drag saturation all the way down, and you can see it does like a grayscale kind of thing here. And I'm going to turn the brightness up just a little bit, I say, as I drag it all the way up to the top. And this is going to be our tin ore texture. I'm dragging the brightness way up like this just so that it's recognizable as an ore. No one will confuse it with, just a regular stone. Hit OK, not cancel. Save as, not save. If I hit save, it'll overwrite my current copper ore. So hit save as, and this will be my tin ore texture. Again, the dialog box will pop up. Just use my same settings as before. Now I can go ahead and close GIMP. Make sure I close this too. Don't save. And head back to desktop. Don't really know why I did that, because now I gotta just, go into bin, go to my mod folder, go to Eclipse, Client, bin, and right here I'm going to paste my images in. Tin ore, copper ore, right there. And that should be everything.